Hello and welcome back to the Wavelength podcast for the first time in a while. So I'm your host, Cody404, and joining with me today is Kerr. He's a rapper locally, and we brought him in here to ask some questions, tell him about himself. So why don't we start with that? Do you want to tell us about yourself, what you do, and that kind of thing?
Well, my name's Kerr. I'm from Armagh, just outside of Fredericton here. It's a kind of smaller town, military town. Pretty lame to grow up there, won't lie. Now I just work, play rugby, skate, and I've been trying to get this music thing going. It's slowly happening. I kind of would like it to be happening faster, but I think that's been on me. That's been my own laziness. Been partying too much lately, honestly. And I don't know. That's, I guess, the elevator pitch on Kerr.
Yeah. Honestly, I find that like some of your songs are some of the better ones that have come out in the area, kind of thing. And I'm sure my roommate, if he was here, he would back me up on this because we were going through all of these like just songs that came out over the last couple of years. It was always like you and Chase, where he's always like I can't even believe this is recorded in Fredericton. So that's like Money Talks, Dear 18-Year-Old Me, that kind of thing. And then for Chase, it was the song Chase Bags. But yeah, it was one of those things where listening back to it, it's a song that would, like, I don't know, I could see that being on anybody's Spotify playlist, you know what I mean? Like, specifically Dear 18-Year-Old Me, Money Talks as well. And I think you had another one too on 506 Volume 2?
I only had like the Dear 18-Year-Old Me on that one.
Okay.
And then Money Talks was just kind of a single that came out, recorded and released with Renegade. And then I did like a feature verse for Mitch, MCIV, I guess, if we're going to go stage names.
Okay, yeah.
On the Volume 3 run. But otherwise, there's like no music out.
That was it too, because I actually really love doing that song. It's kind of like the high point of the song for me, now that I remember it.
Yeah, word. Thanks, man. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to get some music out. I was gonna put out like a little like mixtape album thing. Wasn't really sure what to call it, but I was talking with a friend, and he and I kind of were thinking about it, and it kind of got repetitive. It was kind of like the same tonality over and over. So I'm gonna try and either condense it down to like a small EP,
yeah,
or I might do like I guess like I don't know if it's probably still an EP, but like you know how they used to do like on vinyl they would release it as like a side, B side kind of single kind of thing. What I want to do is do like a 2-sided single. Like it's hard. You can't really do that. It's not like vinyl, so there's not like you wouldn't flip it and then have the other one on the other side. You know what I mean? But I want like it'll be like that same sentiment.
Okay.
So it's like it'll be more of a single like song in the first one. That was gonna be called At the Pub. That's the name's tentative, but pardon me.
So the name's very down to earth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just
yeah. And then the second one's gonna be called You Don't Have to Like Me, I Do. And I'm going to kind of call the whole single the B-side title, I guess. But I'm trying to like rework it in the way, but the first one should be the first one and the second one should be the second one. So
yeah, I'm
trying to like work out some of the kinks with it still here, and I might end up doing like just an EP, but I'm trying to get that stuff out this summer. I've been lacking. I've been letting myself down, so I've been kind of getting a little more focused these last like week or two here.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Because you can't do it if you're not actually doing it.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's a valuable lesson myself and quite a few people learned this year was I think that people within our community got so sort of attached to I don't know what like what other people were doing and other people's kind of idea of how to go about things. And I think this year has been a big year for people figuring that out. What is their own lane and what do they do? You know what I mean? Apart from the whole sort of collective group of Fredericton musicians.
I know what you're saying. Yeah, so like, I guess the rest of my, not the rest of my music, of course, there'll be some single like songs and some singles that are singles, but it won't, the tonality of it definitely won't be at all like Money Talks.
Mm.
It's a little bit more intrinsic.
Okay.
And like reflective on myself and my behaviors.
So a little bit more like, I guess something that's a little bit more true to you.
Yeah, word. I don't know, man. They always say in rap game, you'll recognize real, so I'm just like trying to put myself in these songs.
Yeah. That's something
Because
that...
I mean, I don't know. Like there might be one thing that's, I don't know. I just am trying to be me, I guess.
No, I get what you mean. Like,
and that just was like, that's not me. I don't know. I feel like that's a not terrible energy. Like I like that song. I'm proud of it. There's some good bars in there, of course.
Mm.
But I just, yeah, a little hyper than the rest of it is.
I don't think that's a bad thing either, right? Like, you gotta have fun with music. But I do get the feeling sometimes, like, even in myself, where, you know, I'm a producer, and I guess this serves as a bit of an announcement, but I've been writing for some projects coming up for this year kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so in doing that, you kind of realize, like, there's the things that fit well and people want you to say, and then there's the things you want to say. If you really get into that, like, flow state, sometimes shit just comes out like that, you know what I mean?
No, for sure. Like this song, the At the Pub song, like the first 4 or 5 bars, it's gonna be something like, shit, I'm at the pub, like it's my part-time job. I warned them that I'm out and I can't take time off. I spare parts and park whips wherever I was. I'm a goddamn alcoholic, just like my mom. And it's like, kind of like in that sense of a direction and like things like that. Like it's just like more, I don't know, coming out like,
it almost sounds more poetic, like if, you know what I mean, it has the flow of a
There's
poem.
definitely some, like I feel like it's quite poetic, to be honest with you. I feel like I say a lot over the course of these 2 things. Some of them blatant and some of them...
a little bit more like read between the lines kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so, kind of driving this to a second question, but so who are your influences in like doing music? Kind of like what brought you to tracks like, you know, some of the ones you've done, some of the ones you're doing.
Damn, that's I am so inspired just by like rap music. I feel like my whole life I have been. Some of my first memories are like being 5 or 4 years old. Like some of my first music memories, like my dad would just be like playing like 50 Cent and Dr. Dre and Eminem in the car driving me like home or whatever. And like I always just like was drawn to that. And then like over time, like I don't know if this is a widely held opinion, but I fucking love Big Sean. There's something he's just like so like perfectly like simple in his flow. It's just dope.
It's buttery smooth.
Yeah, you see, it's slick. And otherwise, like Lil Wayne, of course, my man, love that guy. Well, I mean, his music, I don't know that guy. That would be weird for me to say.
It's like your uncle.
No, yeah. Mac Miller, rest in peace.
Yes.
He's a huge influence for me, I would say. Because I feel like he was like the first like white rapper who I felt like sounded how I would kind of want to sound when I started doing some music stuff.
Yeah, and I find he was one of the first ones to really feel like he was being vulnerable, fully. Like, I mean, like emotionally vulnerable. He was one of those dudes who, he really laid it all out there, you know what I mean? He wasn't afraid of, you know, it not matching up with his bravado or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Otherwise, there's a lot of stuff happening in Chicago right now that I like No Name and Saba, Smino. Smino's huge for me too, honestly. I like remember when I first found that guy. I don't even think he wasn't even like verified on Instagram or Twitter or anything like that. I remember when Black Swan dropped, that album was like the only album I listened to for a year. That's probably a bit of an exaggeration, but that album, I still keep that shit on repeat. I have a signed Smino Backwood. I went and saw him live.
Shit.
Man, I was tripping major balls. I was like shaking. I was like trembling at the hands. I was like, oh fuck. Like I don't know. I was so paranoid, but I hid the backwood, the one that was rolled as a blunt, under the other 4 backwoods. Like I had a pack of 5. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I brought it in, and then he signed it, and I was like tripping balls. But yeah, that was crazy. And then that was a crazy concert as well.
And you still have that backwoods?
Yeah, I like sprayed it in hairspray a bunch to like preserve it, to
Yeah.
like make it so it wouldn't like crack, and I have it like in a shadow box.
Dude, that's like... I know what kind of like weird dedication that takes, you know what I mean?
You what?
I know what kind of weird dedication that kind of rarity takes.
Dude, I'm a fucking man. Yeah. I love Smino. That might even be my number 1 like influence. He's fucking smooth as shit with it. Like, and he like ebbs and flows between the singing and the rap, and so just nicely. But I don't even know, man. Like I've been listening to rap music for a long time, and I feel like not necessarily, it's not like
Was there one
always artists, but like I feel like a lot of like albums, you know what I mean, that were just like that, like I just got like stuck on. Recently, Jack Harlow, that new Jack Harlow album, fucking crazy.
Yeah,
Can't believe I'm like late to the game getting onto this one, you know what I mean? Like I feel like if you lame motherfucker being a huge bandwagon fan of the guy who blew up huge, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, you know, honestly, like, I almost feel like for me as an artist, if I see someone streaming it after that first week, I'm just like, oh, thank you. Like, I know it wasn't just like I know it's not the same level as Jack Harlow or whatever, but I don't think it's a bad thing to stream things. Like, you kind of add to a more positive statistic, you know what I mean?
Yeah, fair play. Yeah, I don't know. What was your question going to be? You were going to segue that into another thing, I think, and then I interrupted you kind of rudely. My apologies.
That's okay. I was just going to say, so is there anybody like that kind of started your interest in music and doing that? Like, whether it's people you listen to or...
I can't believe I almost forgot to mention Earl.
Oh, yeah.
Earl was pivotal to me. Like Doris.
Mm-hmm.
Another album I have on vinyl. Love that fucking album.
Nice.
That shit goes hard.
That's a nice album to have on vinyl.
You know what I mean? Dude, Sunday afternoon, you feel like hell. You
Yeah.
put that on and you just like put yourself through that experience of listening to that shit end to end.
Yeah.
You come out and be like, whew, maybe it's not so bad.
That's kind of awesome. Like, you gotta love those albums that you can really just sit and appreciate the whole
Dude, that's an
damn
end to
thing.
end album for me.
Like,
Every song hits.
making my own album, I realized a big mistake I made was not thinking of the whole process of listening to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just think of it as a collection of whatever, but, you know, an album itself is supposed to be curated and it's supposed to tell its own larger story. And I find, like, certain albums, you really get the feel for that. I listen to a lot of, like, experimental, vaporwave, whatever kind of music.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a big lesson I've taken out of that is, like, you know, it just like a track, it has to have flow. It's not just randomness, you know?
I know you're saying, yeah. Oh, fuck. And another record I almost forgot, Chance the Rapper.
Oh, yeah.
I remember when Acid Rap came out, that shit was like, damn.
Yeah.
And I was like, it came out at a time that it was a good time for that to like come out. Like, I feel like it, the vibe was just immaculate.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and, like, that whole album was, I wouldn't say, it's hard to pinpoint what was completely different about that from other albums came out at the time. But I'll say one thing is you kind of start to see the influence of...
Damn, man, I just feel like it was so much more organic. Like, I just, like, it was so fucking fun.
Yeah.
Like, everything was so fucking hard at that time, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And not to say that, like, that wasn't, like, it was hard. Like, that shit went hard. Like,
It reminds
and
me
that's
a lot
another
of...
one that, like, that Acid Rap, that's a fucking end-to-end album for me. If you could
Yeah.
get that shit on vinyl, I would have that shit on vinyl, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's not out there on vinyl.
I don't even think they have it on streaming services.
They do have it on streaming services.
Okay.
They put it on the streaming services like a year or two ago.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But there was something like they couldn't get like the sample cleared for Juice or whatever, and so it's not like on the streaming services.
Oh shit.
But then I don't know. If you listen to the whole thing the whole way through, Chance the Rapper, he goes on this thing and he talks about that I think it's to like social work or something like that he donates money to every time you listen to the whole thing. So like now it's just like an interlude.
Huh.
And then I listen to the thing and then like it's like nice to know that might have been helpful in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
But that's not even it. But like it's the thing that stands out for me to that is like I get so pumped like the song prior ends and I'm like, oh shit, here it comes, and then it goes into the interview.
It's weird to imagine the album without Juice, but at the same time, like, I think it's kind of cool the way he did that.
Word. That's what I'm saying.
It makes me feel a little better because it's one of the few albums I've actually bought on iTunes in like recent years. So I don't know. I'm happy to know that at least went to something good.
Yeah, word. Well, that's only for like I think that might have just been the one song.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
For like the one track all the way through every time, if I'm not mistaken.
That makes sense.
Don't quote me. I'm not the guy. I don't know exactly what it was. But that was the gist of it. Don't quote me.
So, to just spin it to a different question, what was your introduction to like the local scene?
Damn, I don't know. Sorry, I just had to really think about this because I wanted to have the right answer. I think that like really for me it was like well, I kind of had heard about Renegade, and then I saw like Liam put out Straight Nasty, like Liz Gar. And I was like, damn, like this guy's really fucking doing it. Like that sounds fucking tight.
Yeah.
I was like, and that's just a guy. Like I know that guy. I was like, fuck, like, should I actually finally get after it with my shit? And then I feel like I really, like, solidified, like, the thought in my head that I was like, fuck, I really kind of want to get to doing some of this shit, was when I saw, like, the first live show they did at the Cap last summer. And, like, I don't know. Saw Liam going off, and I was just like, fuck, dude, like.
Liam himself can be crazy inspirational.
Dude, yeah, cool guy.
He always takes me by surprise, like, every time. Whatever he does, if it's something new kind of thing.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in a while. Well, I guess I saw him at the show the other day, but when you're at a show, I feel like everyone's kind of busy, like, doing a thing before you perform, and then...
It's a weird vibe, too, because you just want to kind of go in and be supportive and shit like that. You don't want to, like, take up too much of their time with the buddy stuff, so you're just kind of watching them like, yeah, that's my friend up there, you know, like...
Yeah, word. But yeah, I guess that was kind of my introduction to the scene, and then I guess I went and, like, recorded, like, a demo that's never gonna come out. Well, I don't know about never, but... Yeah, I went and recorded this demo, and then I met Keegan at Renegade there, and then I kind of met Drew, the guy who owns the Blank Space, Same Space, he owns the photography guy. And I met those guys, and then I met... Jordan or Frank, I've known Frank forever, but not through like music stuff. Like I don't know. I didn't really tell anybody that I did the music stuff until like a year or two ago, probably. Except for like my close friends. Like I just showed my mom one of my songs for the first time like 2 months ago.
Oh really?
She had no idea. She was shocked. It was a cool feeling.
How'd she react to that?
I don't know. She was kind of down with it. She was like, I don't know. She was just impressed, I guess. She said, I don't know how you can do that. Like, how you, like...
Yeah.
Like, it's something from nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All like a feeling. Which is what, like, that's what I use to, like, write. I feel like that's what feels like my best writing is, like, a feeling. You know what I mean? Not to just bring this back to myself, but... Like, it's like a feeling. Like, I read one time, someone somewhere said, like, I'm, like, paraphrasing this. I learned about this in one of my English classes. These, like, poets, the romantics. It's, like, an era in poetry. Pretty cool stuff, and it's, like, a lot about, like, nature and, like...
Yeah.
At the start of it, though, when, like, the era kind of, like, came into play, or, like, at least early on, and, like, this, like... Anyways, not the point. Someone was writing about how to write this poetry and write it well. And he kind of wrote about the fact that like the best writing's not going to come from the feeling itself, but the reflection upon the feeling and what it means.
Okay.
Kind of deal, you know what I mean? So like actually like don't like you don't always have to write about it like right in the moment.
Yeah.
And then like you get the feeling and then you can kind of come back and like process it and then it kind of is nice and then you write it out.
Yeah.
Like I get a lot of closure from my writing. Like I mean honestly I'm kind of hard on myself for having not released any music, but I'm kind of like glad I did because I was I was in a like long-term relationship till like last September.
Okay.
And so all through the fall, I was like really going through it. I was writing mad breakup songs, and I wrote some that like there's a lot of like I wrote a lot of them, but some of them were pretty harsh. Like, and if I had put any of those out, that would have been unkind.
Yeah. I have to pause for a minute because I have a sneezing fit that I'm trying to fight off.
No worries.
I'm sorry to cut you off there.
No worries. I'll just free ball it to my ear while you're going. Don't worry about it, man. I got it. I'll fill time. No, cool. I changed my mind.
I remember you were saying something about you had written a lot of breakup songs and...
Oh yeah, just if any of those had come out. Like some of them are like, they're good, like good songs. I'm proud that I was able to like express what I expressed, but...
Yeah. I'll move it on.
Some of it was, yeah, please do.
Just because we're...
I'm struggling.
Alright, so... it kind of segues sort of into what we just talked about, but are there any projects that you have coming up? Like something you want to shout out there to the world?
I want to put out this single that I was telling you about, the one that at the pub one, and then You Don't Have to Like Me, I Do. The A-side, B-side thing. I want to put those out, and I also want to get a music video done for them. And I want to kind of like release it all at like the same time. Like I'm trying to like... I've been talking with a friend of mine, and he and I like are like thinking about it. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to like not act willy-nilly.
Yeah.
Like he was trying to, he's just trying to help me. Like I feel like I've spent so much time like writing words. Like I have so many like songs on my phone that I'm never gonna get to use. Like I'm just never gonna. And not like necessarily maybe never, but like.
Ones that just kind of...
Yeah, like you just accumulate them when you're trying to get to where you want to go. But some of the ones that are on there I will use, but like it's but he and I, he's just like trying to make sure that when we do things, like we do it kind of a smart way.
I get
So
that.
yeah, so we're kind of I want to get this thing done. Yeah. Well, that's like honestly, yeah. So I'm saying probably like. I was really hoping to have this whole thing out, like, and I was hoping to have like more music out by my birthday, which just happened a couple weeks ago. But
oh right, yeah, happy belated birthday.
anyways, but I just been on a like I was saying, man, I just kind of been letting myself down. Like I was just like I've been getting caught up partying and shit, just like, and that's where like the idea for this song at the pub came from. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I'm excited for people to hear that song. It's like kind of an interesting. Well. I think it's interesting. I hope other people think it's interesting. And if not, like I think that the way I use some of the words that are in that song, like I think that it's well written. You know what I mean? I stand behind it. Like it's not like I don't know. I feel like you might have to just pay attention. Like feel like I just.
That'll be cool though. Like, and I think. People,
and then the other side of that thing, yeah.
If you care about it, people will care about it. You know what I mean?
Oh, man, I can't, dude. This is like literally my life's work. Like I feel like. Everything I've done up until now has been like leading to this moment. I don't know, like how much you like, if you believe things happen for a reason or whatnot. But I don't know. I feel like I'm like every time that I'm like doing something with music or anything like that, like I feel like I'm in the right spot. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I'm doing the right thing, and I feel like when you feel that way, you gotta like follow it. So I'm just like. excited to get this shit out and start doing stuff. I'm gonna say like hopefully this single and music video, I want to get it all done before the end of July, and that way like start of August I can just start like I can roll it out and like get a little promo done for like I don't know, like for some ads out there, maybe even, you know what I mean, throw a little money at it and like actually like think about what I'm doing.
And I think like honestly, nobody here has got everything 100% down pat. If there's one thing I've noticed, even people who seem like they've got it all figured out, whatever, are kind of just throwing shit at a wall till it sticks and finding what sticks. But like, I do think that generally people are going to gravitate towards it, A, because like within the community and stuff like that, but two, if you just kind of lead into it the right way. Like, I know for me personally, just throughout the course of this podcast and you talking about it, I'm actually super stoked to hear it because it sounds like it's something you care a lot about. Which I think compared to something that, I don't know, maybe you don't care as much about, will probably draw people more in, you know what I mean? Just as they want to know a little bit more about you and how you feel about things.
Yeah, and it's like a little bit, it's like very vulnerable in a way, I guess. Like, it's pretty directly about myself, like, I feel like, and, I don't know. I guess that's all music, but...
Yeah, well, a lot of times, right? But not always.
Yeah, so I'm just, working on that right now, I guess. I've been trying to learn to make beats, honestly. I've been, like, fucking around with Logic Pro with my buddy.
Nice.
And I'm, like, maybe moving forward after I get this thing out, I can just kind of do it all in-house.
Yeah.
And if not, like, I know, like, beats are around.
Yeah, I get you, though.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier to do something when
I feel like I'll be able to, like, exact my vision a little bit more effectively if I can learn how to make the beats, too, and it's, like, all my brain, and it is, you know what I mean? I don't know.
I definitely
sometimes I like the way that the beats, like, speak to me, though. Like, sometimes I don't even know what I'm going to write about, and then, like, a beat comes on, and I'm like, here we go.
Yeah, like, that's the vibe, that's the tone of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Throws you in that mindset. Like, for me, I don't think a lot of people know, I started making beats because I was, like, a screamo artist or whatever, and I just got tired of working with bands and trying to schedule to be here and do this performance, do this practice, and nobody's ready. So I feel like, for me, starting to produce was all about sort of a similar thing to you, right? It's wanting to blow away the hurdles, the paywalls, the long trips just to express what you're feeling kind of thing, or get an idea going, or whatever, you know? I always, like, I think it's a great idea for people to produce, as much as that, I don't know, somehow decreases my market a little bit. I think it's awesome to kind of pick up your own shit and then really be able to make things completely from the heart, right? Like, every instrument, every beat, every melody, whatever, it all starts becoming more and more you. And I'm sure you've probably experienced that with rapping, where it's like, it starts a little bit depersonalized.
Yeah, you know, honestly, and like one of my friends recently said that to me, honestly, I was kind of happy with it. He said, like, I showed him something, he'd been away for a couple months, and I showed him some of the stuff that I've been writing more recently.
Yeah.
And I showed him a few things that I'd written when he came back, and we were just chilling. He was like, hey man, like, he's like, that was actually sick, and he was like, and it feels more like you. He was like, it doesn't feel quite so forced.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I did like that Money Talks song, like, good song, proud of, you know what I mean? I'm not going to negatively self-talk myself, but it was like more forced, and I feel like what I got coming's like, just like I said at the start, like more real, at least to me.
Yeah, that's still, like, that's really cool. I don't know why I say still. That's just like,
no, I know what you're saying. That was chill, dude. Don't sweat it.
Did you have any, like, performances you're planning to do this summer or anything?
I'm supposed to go to Campbellton in July, I think.
Oh shit! Is that
with Henji and Still Mad?
Okay.
I think.
I know that there's another show going up in that area sometime this summer, but I don't know when.
Yeah, it was gonna be this past weekend, but then things just kind of fell through with people's schedules and stuff. It didn't line up, and
Oh, okay.
we just I don't know. Yeah, but I think we're gonna go up there later this summer, and I think that I was talking to somebody like I don't have anything really planned right now.
Yeah.
But they're starting to do open mic nights at the Cap. I can't remember if it's the first or last Wednesday of every month.
First Wednesday of
I will
every
be
month.
frequenting that place. I like try and go with like a new song every month. I want to try and like write a new song, and I feel like this.
I'm definitely gonna be attending. I might eventually have some stuff for the people that they're not expecting.
All right, that.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's something that I feel like that's something the community. Actually, I'm glad that you brought it up. I didn't even think too much about it.
I feel like that's gonna be good. People can kind of like network and hang out and like get to know each other. I feel like it's also like separated right now. Like it's like there's like pockets all over town, and then I feel like it's gonna almost have like a similar phenomena to like when they built the skate park downtown.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you would go to all these skate parks, like some of them were kind of busy and some of them were like kind of dead. But there was like people skating at all the skate parks, you know what I mean? But they were all spread out, and then they built this like nice new park, and it was like you actually could see the community.
Yeah.
Like it was like high key like annoying to be at the park sometimes. Like it was so fucking busy. Like, and all these like it was just tons and tons of people. Like it was wild.
And that reminds me a lot of like.
I feel like this is gonna like I hope like I think and hope that it'll be like kind of similar for like the rap thing. I think it might take like maybe like this won't maybe be quite as instantaneous because word's gonna have to get around and so on and so forth. But I feel like it could like build into being something pretty cool.
I do think so too, because when I think of like some of the best things that have happened, it's always been a lot more about getting everybody into one room and just letting people do their thing. You know what I mean? Like, when it comes to music anyway, I find there's so much that happens throughout the city that gets so spread out by campiness and by whatever, that there's so many weird tension points between people. But as soon as everybody's there in person and everything, suddenly people have a lot less negative shit to say, and they just want to go there, they want to rap, they want to, see the person that they don't work with because this person works with this person, and you know what I mean? I think it's a good way to put people back in the same room and stop thinking through the internet, right? Because I think that's what kind of allows for miscommunication.
Like, high key, like thinking of getting rid of my fucking smartphone and getting a flip phone and unplugging for the next like few months and just like really focusing on like grinding. Because I have essentially 2.5 months where I can like record and write as much as I want, but after that I gotta go back to school in the fall, and I had a substandard year this year because, as I said, I've been on a bad one for like 9 months.
Yeah.
And I gotta fix my GPA. Took a hit.
But I mean, and what are you taking in school, I should say?
Business.
Nice.
Yeah, it's not bad. Honestly, it's okay.
Can be a bit crushing, but...
Yeah, I just feel like, I don't know. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And this is like a adequately safe backup. You know what I mean? To have that little piece of paper in there.
Yeah.
Or even like intermediary, you know what I mean? If I just work for a while and I'm making music, like even if it takes a while, like I don't really have any intention whatsoever on stopping making music.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So.
Me either.
Yeah, so I think that I don't know.
I think it's important too, like, something I'm realizing kind of more and more as time goes on is, like, as a musician and stuff, I feel like the biggest, like, mountain to climb is consistency and keeping the will to keep going. Like, you could say all you want for the 1 in a million people who yada yada yada, but I think more people than not would be comfortable just with their music being something self-sustaining rather than something that's like on the Billboard Top 100. You know what I mean?
Dude, if all I had to do every day was make music, I would be fucking like, yeah, literally. That's like that. You nailed it. I feel like with that feeling, like,
and I feel like
self-sustaining.
The only reason or not reason, but the only way that you can get to that is if you're really just kind of being consistent, right? Like, people are seeing that you exist. Because something that really changed my perception of
I know.
it.
My issue is like I don't want to be on social media. I feel like I need to like distance myself from that right now. But like my friend was like, you can't. Like my friend, he and I have been arguing about this, I guess. And fucking Boy Cole, because I told him I want to get a flip phone. He's like, Kerr, you're trying to be like an artist. You can't not have social media. So I'm like, not sure what to do with that. But I just way too addicted to that shit, man.
I think, and me too, mind you, but I think...
And it's like, do I really care? Like,
do you really care about what, though?
Like, what my presence is to other, like, like, wouldn't it be fucking way cooler to be the goddamn mythical creature who just comes lurking out of the mist every once in a while, and it's like, oh my god, there's fucking Kerr, like...
I think for sure. I think that business strategy only works if...
No, I know, that doesn't actually, I know that that's like a crazy hypothetical, but like, just being hypothetical.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah. No, I know. I gotta keep this. But you can use social media on your laptop. Like, realistically, if I was using it, and I feel like I could use it more, like, how it's supposed to be used, like, for, like, promoting, like marketing my stuff, you know what I mean? Like, maybe even getting on TikTok. I don't know. My buddy said I should have TikTok and do these, like, rap challenge things.
That's something. Like, I've seen some people do some pretty cool shit on those. I think, like, there's...
But I don't want to do that.
I feel like I've started re-gearing, especially with... I've been on a hiatus from Wavelength for a little while, so you're kind of the first welcome back to kind of thing. But when I was more just going with Wavelength, I found the best success came from when I wasn't treating it like a personal account. Because your personal account becomes pretty much just like another Facebook, right? You just fuck around, you spend time, whatever. But when you have something that's like a business account or something you're treating that way, you can kind of like utilize every little aspect of Instagram for something that's a little bit more like effective or whatever. So with Wavelength, we used to do a lot of promotion. So what we do is like, check out people's stories, go follow their stories, follow who's in their stories, check out that person's music, right? Then shoot that person a message. Like, it's always like a process of kind of remembering to do something and treating it like work, so it never becomes that time-wasting, you know what I mean, soul-sucking thing of just scrolling through people's content. You're almost actively ignoring that so you can accomplish certain tasks by the end of the day, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
It's hard to say exactly what those are, but it kind of comes to you day to day, you know? Like, it's like, oh shit, I need more followers. Like, what do I do to do that?
Yeah, that's true. You need a good reach.
Because I think, like...
I feel like you can pay for promotions on, like, pages, though, you know what I mean? Like,
oh, definitely, yeah.
I know a guy who's got, like, an adequately, like, I think he's got a pretty good following on TikTok, and he might, like, if I showed him his music, if he's down with it, he might even throw me a fucking shout-out.
Yeah.
Or some shit, like, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Here's hoping.
I got a friend who I've been trying to get to shout me out on TikTok, but then we stopped being friends, so it's not really going to happen. But, I was also going to say that music promoters are definitely a big aspect of it, you know? And they're everywhere. And it's something that, like...
Yeah, even trying to get, like even just, like, sending it to the right people, like, playlists, fucking...
Yeah.
All these things, you know what I mean? Just fucking trying to get it in people's hands.
I find over the last few weeks I've been posting beats of my own on my own artist page, and I've been getting tons of promoters like messaging me all the time, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it's something that wasn't happening before. Like, people would be like, "Oh, a good beat promoted on whatever records," but these are like actual people and stuff. And I'm realizing like they go through a very similar hustling grind to us. You know what I mean? Well,
they're like just trying to alleviate that pressure. Like, what their job is to alleviate that from you, so you can focus on what you do.
Yeah.
And you just slide them a cut or a cost. You know what I mean?
And it's kind of that large part, right? Like the same way a rapper buys a beat from a producer because they don't know how to beat and they want to rip somebody off or whatever. So, like, I feel like for them it's kind of like they sell us promotion because we don't want to promote. You know what I mean? Truthfully, like, people get...
yeah, I almost feel weird promoting my, like, stuff online. Like, I'm like...
Yeah, it feels like...
I don't feel weird about it, but, like... I don't know. Yeah, I feel kind of weird about it, I guess.
It's hard to not feel like you're overhyping shit or just kind of drilling things into people's head, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Word. But people stick around. People do that all the time. That's how they amass fucking followings and such.
Yeah. I think, too, though, there's more organic ways to do it. I find that, say some people are really good with just the whole, like, I don't even know how to put it into words, just over consistency kind of thing. And, like, you're really making things seem like this is, like, the greatest thing ever kind of thing. That's not a bad thing.
But you gotta believe in yourself, and you do gotta sell your, like, you gotta be able to, like, tell people, like, you gotta stand behind your product, you know what I mean?
But I think also especially as a rapper, but also specifically in the modern day, there's so much value to the sort of vulnerability and humility of not being that person at the same time.
I know, like, my business plan was to just drop it, tell a couple people, and try and let the music do its thing, man. Like,
yeah.
That was my original plan, and my friend said that was a stupid idea. Which it arguably is, but I kind of just, like...
Well, maybe the way to do it is less about, just for the sake of, like, in the hypotheticals here, but say, like, the way to market it isn't necessarily on social media. But it seems like you're a pretty social guy and stuff like that, so maybe it's just to kind of...
Shout
out to Colton for this idea, but say you had a business card with a QR code with a link to the Spotify pre-save, and just every once in a while, just like, yeah, I'm a musician, this is actually my song, you can scan it on your phone.
Yeah, well, I don't have any music out, I have to put some music out first.
Well, once it's out, your project's coming up or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, fuck, I gotta write down a plan. Sorry, I'm starting to think about something else entirely right now, but that was kind of rude. My apologies. But yeah, fuck.
Something I never really... no sweat whatsoever. I'm really bad with cutting people off, or like my brain runs short and I just start thinking of something entirely different.
Word.
But something that I meant to bring up earlier was that, like, it's also not 100% important that everybody does the route of being a musician or a rapper or whatever in the way that they're told to. You know what I mean? Like, maybe it is just that you want to release music on, like, Spotify and do it that way. And
man. Ideally, I just get to a point where people have heard my music enough that I can start selling people songs, and then I might just stop putting music out.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, I just, like... Well, actually, I don't know about that. That's probably me talking out of my ass, just on the fly. But,
well, I think I understand.
Like, I just, like, yeah, because, like, it would be nice to have that, just, yeah.
It's kind of like a want to be heard in a sense, right? Like, you want people to connect with what you're writing in the way that you're trying to put it out there. So, I could understand that being the ultimate goal, right?
Hmm.
And I don't think there's, like, if you're trying to very quickly and very, whatever, build a career out of music, maybe not social media marketing it's going to take you some time. But that being said, I feel like if you enjoy music and you hate the soul-sucking aspect of the social media marketing, why does it always have to be a business venture? Like, people always treat art
I was like not even gonna use my fucking Instagram. Like I was just gonna have an Instagram and then like not put my music on there or anything like that, and just like do my
like
just like use it as my Instagram. Like I don't know.
People always got treated as a monetary gain.
No, that's true. Yeah, which is getting carried away.
Yeah, it can be. I think in today's day and age, like, a lot of people do feel that need to be their own force of things. But at the same time, too many people assume that that's what you have to do just in order to, I don't know, make music and have people you want to hear it,
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, I'm just, fuck, I'm just trying to figure this shit out, man. I have no idea. Like I was saying earlier, like, I don't know, yeah, I feel like I'm spinning in circles right now, maybe, but like I was saying earlier, like, I just never thought about any of it besides the writing. Because I wasn't, like, I didn't want to, I didn't show people for a long time, like, I might freestyle at the odd party here and there back in the day, but, like, I was never, like, shit I wrote, like, that shit stayed, like, fucking inside of a closed fist, you know what I mean? Like, it was, like, a small group of people knew, and then, so I never thought about any of that, like, I just wanted to make sure that, like, I could actually do it, like, and write well enough, and, like, that I actually, like, could realize a vision.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I only ever thought about the words, like, that's, and I just, like, I would say almost more than a rapper, I'm a writer, you know what I mean? I don't know. I just feel like I got some shit to say.
Yeah.
But yeah, I never thought about it beyond the words, so I'm just, these next, like, coming months, year probably, I would have to be like, more honest with myself how long it's going to take to kind of get a feel for it, but, like, to get any other aspects of how this should work in my brain, like, down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we'll see how these next couple months go, though. I'm really hoping to be able to actually, like, get that shit out in, like, by August, so before I go back to school I can have something down and then, like, maybe be sitting on another couple demos that are ready to come out, no music video for a while, and focus on that shit for a minute, and then I get, like, a month in, like, the winter for a break from school, and then I'll probably use that and try and get some shit done again.
Yeah.
I gotta start moving a little bit more.
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, take it at the pace that you enjoy, right?
Oh man, I feel like it's something inside me just is telling me that it's the time to, like, go with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, I was seeing, like, saying I felt like I'm in the right place. Like, I just feel like this is the time to go for it.
Yeah.
Like, if there's gonna be a time in my life that I should go for it, I feel like it's now.
And summer is always great for that shit because you really get the opportunity to
see. But my music, like, this is like I'm saying it's a single, but it's like it's not like.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, it's single. Like, when we get off, I'll show it to you. It's not recorded, but I'll show you it after when we finish this.
Okay.
And you can tell me what you think, honestly. I'd love to get another opinion on it.
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to wrap up, but just kind of give you a chance to shout out, like, any rappers or people locally that you wanted to...
Shout out to anybody listening.
Shout out to everybody listening.
Word.
Honestly, I find since starting this podcast that you get this effect of, like, it feels like simultaneously nobody and everybody is listening to you, because a bunch of people be like, I was listening to your podcast the other day, and I'm like, great, but, like, so, like, which of the 12 people are you? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It's really weird in that way, because, I forget what the hell I'm rambling about. Anyways, this has been the Wavelength podcast. So we're going to be trying out some new formats over the next coming weeks, I should say. So stay tuned for that, because there's been some major changes that I kind of want to take the opportunity to rearrange the format a little bit and just try some new things out. So I think our next podcast guest will be Mimi G. So we'll see about that, but see you guys.